welcome to Shut Up and Ride, sponsored by the brilliant Charles Owen. And welcome to the first ever. When we started this podcast, we said we were going to do a pub pod, and here it is. We are at the brilliant Lig on Arms here in Broadway at the tavern, which is attached to the hotel. Everyone's staying. It is the most amazing venue. And of course, I've got the wonderful Ben and Simon, as always. And we are joined with our first guest. She has been one of our most popular guests on the podcast from her controversial views, her not kind of holding back. When I said to Gemma what the podcast is about, straight away, the moment she opened her mouth, she embraced it. The brilliant, the wonderful, I can't call you Gemma Stevens. I'm sorry, Gary. She'll always be Gemma Tattersall to me. But Gemma Stevens, give her a round of applause. So you've been on the podcast. We got loads of messages saying how, I'm going to swear straight in, fucking brilliant you were. Did you get any feedback? Like, people were just loved your honesty.
Yeah, I've had loads of feedback. Loads of people have messaged me privately, actually, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and said, can't believe the podcast, it was amazing, loved your honesty, that sort of thing. And actually, I was show jumping this morning, and this guy who was riding his lovely horse, slightly older gentleman, I'm going to be polite, did a lovely round, and as he came out, I was next in. I said, oh, well done. And he said, oh my God, your podcast with Jenny was amazing. I was like, what? As I'm going in the ring. And he also said that you've got a very sexy voice.
There you go.
So yeah, I have had a lot of feedback, which has been absolutely amazing, and I'm glad that people have enjoyed it and enjoyed a bit of insight into us as a team, me and my life, and the way I feel about stuff, which is why not be open, because I've got nothing to hide.
And I did have to edit a few things out. Not too much.
Probably Gary
arriving home, having been on the in the pub on the machines and having come home with a load of money. But because we couldn't quite hear him, I had to edit it out. But basically these two having a domestic and him throwing money at her. So yeah, we did have to do a slight edit, which was absolutely brilliant. But thank you for coming as well. Now, Gary, we get to see your face. But Simon, you got a ton of feedback from it, didn't you, as well? And I think you two quite enjoyed having a bit of a kind of wimpy moment
definitely.
about cross-country schooling.
Yeah, no, it was great, and I think people found it related to it. It found it so relatable, and you were so open about it, which is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, my hate for cross-country schooling.
And mine as well.
Oh, yeah, dreadful. Dreadful
We
thing
were
to do.
talking today about learning to fall off, and Ben showed us this video of him, because obviously he throws himself on the floor all the time in what he does, sometimes deliberately. And when you see these guys going cross-country and that kind of level, these guys, are you surprised to hear that Gemma gets so nervous? When you watch the cross-country, are you surprised to hear that she shits herself going around a 90 centimetres cross-country schooling?
No, I've ridden round Bramham with the horses while filming there, and when standing near those fences on a little 15-hand Spanish horse, they're terrifying. So, no, absolutely not. My big issue with... There's a lot of stuff these days. Have you seen all these courses that are like, learn how to fall off safely? What a load of... And I fall off for money on films and stuff. The thing that makes you better at it is having other skills in other parts of life. So, if you do martial arts, if you do gymnastics, you do parkour, those natural things of learning how to hit the floor when you don't know it's going to happen, that's what keeps you safe. And this whole idea that you can prepare someone to, in that split second, because any of us, falling off is one thing, and there's an unplanned dismount, isn't there? That's where it goes slightly wrong. And then your arms become your neck strap, and then you think, I'm meant to be a dignified adult, not a child slipping over the front with no grass reins. Then there's getting decked, where they drop a shoulder and you're just on the floor. And if the horse, if the horse goes down, you're all going down, aren't you? And that's it. So I think it's a very dangerous thing telling people that you can teach them to fall safely. So I actually think it's healthy to have a respect for the cross country. I mean, in our world, it would be, the danger of the Cossack trick riding. And the moment we say to the riders, when you don't get nervous, that's when you're going to get hurt. Because when you lose the respect for the art, that's when it
I think
gets
for
dangerous.
me, the nerves come not just because it's scary, especially at Badminton and Burley. There is definitely, of course, always an element of being scared. But I think for me, it's because I also want to do well.
Well, because you're like the most competitive person I know.
Because I'm so competitive.
Well, there's a few competitors in the room here. Would you agree with that, guys?
Yeah.
Austin is nodding. Yeah.
We could compete with that.
Yeah. Like, you get anxious and nervous because you want to do well, you want to do right by the horse, right by the owners, right by yourself, right by your team, your sponsors, absolutely everything. And when you get to those big ones, you know, going to Poplar and Tweezledown and Burnham Market, and that's, for me, that's all a road to get to the top ones. For me, that's like your slightly hard graft day job stuff. And it's all about getting to those big ones, and that's where, for me, it counts. So, yeah, for those big ones, I do get extra nervous because I don't want to fuck up.
So it's nervousness, not fear. It's not
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of both. Like, there's definitely a fear factor, 100%. But I would also hope that when I get to that level and that horse, the horses that I have at that level, I trust.
Yeah.
So I believe that I can do it. But, like, I am genuinely terrified of the Vicarage V. I have jumped it multiple times on multiple horses, but I still will kick and slap and...
When you land it, you're like, yes! Oh, okay.
I can't believe that there's anybody that isn't scared of the Vicarage
Like, it's just so scary.
I love that you said that, though, because you've said that in one small sentence.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's Gemma more scared of? Losing a sponsor? or smashing into the float sponsor?
Yeah.
I must do well and keep the sponsor.
No, it's that fence is very scary.
Is that the scariest of all 5 stars?
Yeah, I think so.
Not even like the leaf pit, I always think just looks like...
No, because you just pop off it, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, fuck yeah, just pop off it, alright. Yeah, no, that's not what...
Yeah, no,
That's fine.
I reckon it's
I'm
definitely
not
the
scared
Vicarage
of
V.
that. The Vicarage V is scary because it's, you know, if they doubt you for a second, you're in trouble.
Especially, there was that one year, wasn't there, where loads of horses ended up jumping into the ditch.
Yeah, so-
and you literally flew it.
So that was with Arctic
I
Soul,
went the long
who
route that
obviously,
year.
Arctic Soul was an absolute cross-country machine. But it was, I think, fairly early on in his career. It was 2016, I think. And a lot of horses were looking into the ditch, jumping to the right, left, landing in the ditch, completely fucking up, going the long route. I was really, really late on, and people came up to me and they were like, "You're going to go long, you're going to go long," because, you know, it's been so much trouble there. And I was like, I will have more trouble turning to the long route than I will just letting him gallop and jump it. And I just remember coming down the hill, sitting up, setting up, seeing a distance, and he literally he barely even had to take off. It was just like another stride in his gallop. And I landed and I actually giggled because I was like, you are the most unbelievable, ridiculous creature on this planet because you are just so amazing.
I remember being in the collecting ring that year with my one. And we were talking about my ex-boyfriend the other day, Matt. He was there, and he was watching how the course was going, and I was kind of walking around, very nervous. And he came over and was like, "Yeah, no, it's riding well, but for fuck's sake, don't go straight at the Vicarage V.
Yeah.
Got to go long." And so I was very, very slow yet again.
I did go straight, and then I just remember landing and just like this, just emotion for this wonderful horse, and then thinking, concentrate, you've got to jump up the bloody bank now. Look up, think what you're doing. Because I was just like, you're just so amazing. Yeah.
He's been such a big part of your career, hasn't he? Because we were talking earlier about, I first kind of met you really when I was grooming at badminton in 2007.
Yeah.
A lot of people will be like, he groomed at badminton? I just dropped that one. I groomed at badminton.
I groomed at badminton in 2007, and Gemma was there doing her first badminton, and I thought, God, this girl's kind of made it. Like, you know, this is going to be great. But there's quite a big gap between that time and when you started getting really successful, because that's 2007, 2014 would have been when you started to... That's a long time.
It's so hard because you quite often go to badminton and Burley with your young rider horse, which is what happened with me. Had a lovely young rider horse. He wasn't really a 5-star horse, but he jumped around badminton and Burley and gave me my first experience. And then it was honestly getting the horsepower. Yes, I had a few goes here and there. I had a catch ride at Poe where I was placed. I literally rode that horse in one event before going to Poe, so it was cool to get placed on him. And then I had King's Gem, who was a great horse, but we didn't quite get the result.
Tricky.
She was tricky and feisty, and
Sounds like Ben.
so I just didn't quite get the result. And then came the boy Arctic Soul, and obviously then it went from there. And
But
I started getting
in that time, in those how many years that was. That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
Did you have any moments when you thought, because quite a lot of our peers would have given up in that time?
There was no chance of that.
Literally not. You never had that in your head at all.
Ever. I had and I'm not so like that, but I had an unbelievable, arrogant belief that I could do it, and that was all I ever wanted to do, and that was what I was going to do.
And then when that happened, you're like,
yeah.
do it.
I just knew that that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I wanted to get to, and it was not going to stop me. Nothing was going to stop me. And sometimes you think, God, this is really hard, and I've got to, keep working at it, and you've got no money, and you've not got the backer or the horse or whatever, but you've got to just keep working hard, and if you work hard enough for long enough, then it will come.
So your advice to any upcoming rider would be to be pig-headed, basically.
Yeah, you got a pig-headed arsehole, which is what I was.
I find it
I'm
interesting.
definitely less like that now, but I was pretty pig-headed.
I find it interesting that you say that you had this sort of arrogance about your predicted success for yourself, and now you try to be less like that.
Yeah.
So, if you can consciously try to be less like that, that means I would assume that means you consciously know which aspects of your mind put you in that position.
Yeah.
The reason I ask this is that's such a unique, brilliant position to be in, because that's the opposite of most people.
Yeah.
Most people would believe there's no way I could get this horse over that fence. There's no way I could ever compete at that level. So, my question to you is...
He's going somewhere.
I do feel like that.
having done this work on yourself, on your own emotions, on your own personality, especially in those heated moments, to reduce that, have you any tips for anyone on how they could actually increase that? Because if you know how to reduce it in yourself, you know which aspects need to flare.
I think the reason it's reduced is over the years, now I'm slightly older, I think life brings that to you as well. I've had a couple of quite tough years with injuries to horses, and it's not quite gone how it should have gone, as obviously we've discussed on the podcast before.
If you haven't listened to it,
by the way,
go back and listen. Richard Davidson. There's been moments where I've not been as good as I've wanted to be, so it's been quite humbling, and at times there's been moments where I may have slightly lost the belief. But then it's just then having the strength of character to then bring that belief back, and then knowing how to manage both sides of it.
Yeah.
So yes, there are times when this year I feel like, oh my God, am I good enough? Have I been good enough? And then I think, no, you are. You've just got to keep going, iron out those mistakes, and crack on.
Do you not feel now like you've won a 5-star, you've had great success? You don't actually really need to prove it to yourself that you can do it.
Oh, no, I do.
You do need to.
Oh, yeah.
What do you need to prove?
That I can get on another team and win a medal again.
Which you obviously can, because you've done it already. But I suppose what I mean is, like,
I've got a lot to put to bed at the Olympics.
Does that mean that that's why you've backed off being quite so?
No, I don't think it's meant to happen at all in any shape or form. I think it's just the way that life sometimes goes, where things haven't quite fallen into place, maybe how they have in the past. There's been a couple of really tiny, and we're talking tiny mistakes, that have made the difference. And I've looked back and I'm like, right, we've got to iron those out. We've got to be better. And, hopefully this year, I'm as keen as I've ever been, I think. I've got a team of 8 3-star and above horses for this year, and
how are you going to do this? How are you going to do the eventing and the show jumping? Because obviously,
it's challenging.
Because you're going to Hong Kong. Tell us about that.
So obviously, I don't know how many of you saw, but I was extremely lucky to compete in London in the XL.
Just compete.
All right.
Had a small win.
A small win.
Which was pretty amazing.
Right, come on. She had a bloody big win, won the 6 bar. Can we just a round of applause for that? How big was that final fence?
Metre 97.
A metre 97. Yeah. Can I just say, fuck that.
Mental.
Absolutely no chance. You're more likely for me to ride through it than over it.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, but it's not just that one. It's like the next one and the next. They're not actually that much smaller. Like the next one was 185, 187, and then 178. Sorry, and then the first fence is like nearly 170. So you're coming to like, yeah.
And when you come down to, sorry, we'll get to Hong Kong. When you come down to that many fences at that height, what do you see? It's not like you can see over.
So I'm not looking. I'm just looking at the first one.
Is that it?
I'm not like Chris Bartle. I don't look in the distance. I like looking at my fence. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. No, thank you. I like to see a distance. Okay. There's many people here that maybe don't believe in that, but I do. That's how I ride. I've always ridden that way. I see a distance, see a rhythm, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. So I come around the corner, trying to keep the horse as settled as possible because he's got loads of power, like so much power you wouldn't believe, and so much go. And like I never ride him with spares. I never need any leg, hardly any leg. So it's like quiet, and just trust the process of being as quiet as possible to a fence that's somewhere up here.
Can I just say, I love that you said, he's got so much power and you'd never believe as I'm riding into a metre 95. Like, I assume it's got quite a lot of power. Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't be riding into that.
Yeah.
I cannot fathom that. But when you're riding in, it is like they're sat on you.
Yeah.
I can't imagine blocking that out, but I'm guessing you have to. Can you hear what's...
Well, so the crowd was absolutely mentally insane.
But it's one of those classes, isn't it?
Like, honestly, and the more I went in, the louder they got. And honestly, it was like incredible feeling of trotting up the chute, and the crowd was so loud, screaming and cheering. It was like... totally surreal.
I'm so famous.
I know, not at all. I was like, this is beyond scary, just don't miss. But yeah, so but it was amazing, and I do have a lot of belief in that horse. He is amazing. He's an incredible horse to have in my yard, and
what's
I'm
his
grateful.
stable name?
Dime Bar.
Oh, it is Dime.
Yeah, Dime.
Okay.
And he's a stallion. And he's as brave as they come.
Stallions don't normally like to be that brave, do they? They don't want to hit their bits.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He jumps really high. But yeah, no, he's that sensitive that when we had to wear the rug, he actually nearly bolted with me in the prize giving because he hates the rug touching his sides. That's how sensitive he is.
It did look a bit
honestly,
precarious.
I was like, oh God, he's actually going to bolt with me. And I didn't have my gloves on, and the reins were all slippery, and I was like, I am actually going to get bolted with.
This is how it ends.
This is how it ends. Yeah, literally.
Well, it'd be a way to go.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
great.
Yeah, on camera.
But yeah, no, he's an incredible horse, and I'm grateful to have him. And yeah, and then we get to do this amazing opportunity to go and jump in Hong Kong. They're running a big 5-star show out there, and they invited me to come and jump the 6-bar top score and pre-sons, all expenses paid.
Amazing.
Good God.
Now, so tell me, how long?
Like
how
to
long?
clap for that. Yes, I know. Because that's not going to be cheap.
When I got the email, I actually emailed back and said, I think you've got the wrong person. I genuinely thought they'd emailed the wrong person. They were like, no, we did actually mean you.
So tell me, how long is that going to take? Like, how long will you be away for?
Only, 8 days in total. So Dime actually flies on the 9th of February, and then back on the 17th. Yeah, 17th.
So you've got these 8 event horses at home.
Yeah, well, 8 plus 5 and 6-year-olds.
So this is going to be your issue through the year, isn't it? How are you going to manage that?
Okay, so over the years, I've created a team of very, very good girls. I've got Hannah, who rides very, very well. I've got another girl who also rides very well. In fact, all my girls ride apart from my head girl. And then I've got a girl that also comes in a couple of times a week who is an extremely good rider, and she can also ride. So, but this has been created over the last 12 years. So Charlotte's been with me longer than 12 years, and some of my girls have been with me 10 seasons. So yeah,
you trust them implicitly.
Yeah, literally I do.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's all about team, and I mean, especially for you, that's a big thing.
And you know, like last year, I can go away for weeks on end, and I come back and I just pick them up and go. I couldn't do what I do without my team. So yeah, it's absolutely essential to have a good team and be a
Maybe
good
we should give
team
them a round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause for the team. Would have been even nicer if we'd invited them.
Well done, team. Sorry.
You're not, sorry. Next time, when it's a bigger event, we'll bring them along. I know. Sorry, guys. We'll send them a hat. I don't know. So, I just I still can't get over the balls on you and riding in front of that many people. Like, but how is the show jumping world in comparison to the eventing world? Like, what is like? Are they welcoming? Do they go, oh, she can't ride, she's an eventer, she's going to miss one? Or are they, how is the comparison? And do they look at you as an eventer, or do they just welcome you with open arms?
So they have been unbelievably welcoming to us, and we've made some fantastic friends over the last few years. When I was jumping Candy Girl in my first Grand Prix and things like that, I cannot tell you how friendly and amazing and forward they were with giving advice. Like the Whitakers especially, Will, Jimmy, all of them, John, all of them have been unbelievable in supporting me. Yeah, John Witt actually came and watched me jump in my first toys. And he came to the arena, watched me, and then helped me with the jump off. Like, unbelievable. I was like, what's happening to my life? This is unbelievable. But yeah, no, I cannot actually tell you, like, I think the kind of, what's the word? The
camaraderie?
Yeah, like the show jumpers are much friendlier than what you think they are.
I thought you were going to say much friendlier than the eventers.
Well, actually, they can be.
Yeah,
they can be, to be honest. Some of the eventers can be a little snooty at times. Definitely snootier. Definitely snootier.
But I found the same thing, because I'm doing it on a lot lesser.
Yeah.
She's looking at you, Simon.
I kind of doing a little bit what Gemma does in a lot lesser version. Like, so I have got event horses and I have show jumpers as well. And I found that the jumpers are they're really welcoming.
So friendly.
And they actually have quite a lot of respect for us for what we do and the fact that we're trying to do that as well.
Can I just say one thing? They all think we're totally mental.
Yeah, they think we're mental. Yeah.
Let's gallop around the countryside over solid fences and not get paid a thing.
No, you might win a bucket or a rug.
They're like, they ask me all the time, they're like, I just don't get it. You don't win any prize money. Because in show jumping, it is much more of a professional sport. So they all do it. You know, their main aim when they go to a show is to win enough prize money to run their yard.
Yeah. What do you then think of what he does?
Well,
there was an
completely mental.
But like, obviously, with Ben comes the word like liberty trainer, or you don't like the term natural horsemanship and things like that.
Right.
But like, obviously, there is a bit of a divide, kind of you guys and what. But when you see what he does, you just think nuts.
Yeah, completely.
But you're a bit nuts.
I think we're just on the outside because we collect all the misfits. Anybody who doesn't want to play in the rest of your sports joins us.
Yeah.
We'll take anyone.
I mean, watching you, he showed us a video earlier of him falling off, like intentionally falling off. I mean, mate, that's insane.
Yeah, it is.
Hitting the floor.
I would definitely never intentionally fall off. I really don't like it.
If you think back though, like when you said at the start of the career when you were young and had no money, that was when I was throwing myself off. I was young and had no money, and people would say, like,
to be fair,
have a go.
When I was young and had no money, I did breakers for a living. So,
the same thing.
Actually.
Do you think, like, do you ever see what he does and think, obviously not the film work and the standing and the show work, but would you ever, like, have you ever tried any of, like, the stuff that he does on the floor or been open to that kind of horseman?
Yeah, definitely. We actually had a guy a little while ago, we had a horse that was frightened of flags and anything above her head, and we had someone actually come in and work with the horse and work with us, and I use quite a lot of that still now, and even, like, with Dime, because he's so sensitive, like when I lunge him, I try and always do a little bit of work with him on the floor to just keep him really confident and happy. And so, absolutely. I think it's great.
And I think it's exactly looking at what aspects of what we do. So exactly like, to an eventer, to a show jumper, being able to ride a horse without a bridle or ask it to lay down is rather useless in terms of training time.
Awkward,
Well, no, because it is, isn't it? It's fun, but for the time that would take, you could do something more useful. I think it's more the training styles that we use that are useful. If you've got a horse that's nervous with crowds at shows, or a horse that's nervous with water jumps, that's nervous with the atmosphere, with the flags, all of those ideas of, we call it, in the old days, people would call it something like spook busting or like, making them more resilient or whatever, but we call it confidence building. Because the big thing now is being able to educate horses on how to regulate their own emotions. And that, I'm not a weird full moon healing crystals burn sage person. I'm really not.
Only on the weekends.
Only on the weekends. But it's that idea of, even little things like, I have a youngster I'm breaking in at the moment, and when I get on him, I put my leg on, and you just feel him go, and you're sat there feeling like, I don't know if anyone's a rodeo fan, but like JB Mooney, ready, like you're going to go. And so we do loads of work with him now on the floor where we'll sort of do some in-hand work, a bit of shoulder in, shoulder for, and then push our palm against his rib cage to keep pushing against it. We feel that tension, and then the moment he softens, then we actually are now using like clicker training and stuff. To then click and treat, to say to him, look, the sooner you relax the muscle and you relax the mind. So I think that's where I always feel bad for people like yourself when Jenny throws you under the bus and it's like, how would standing on a horse help you get round a 5-star? And it's like, no,
I've never thrown anyone under a bus. The Vicarage V maybe, but
it's that. And I think that's where we can all sort of, pull together, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we do, we're all using horses.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we break all our own youngsters. We have a lot of youngsters and break horses for other people. So I've taught my girls how to do it. I don't do it personally, but I oversee everything they do, and we do. Yeah, they do a lot of. We do loads of stuff like that with them all the time. I find it really useful.
Do you like to break your own youngsters? Because I know we do in our family, because we call it packing your own parachute. Then because the beauty of breaking your own horse in is not only that you know the things it's good at, you know its poker face.
Exactly.
You know the ticks and tells that happen before the shit hits the fan.
Shit hits the fan,
Because
exactly.
one of our big rules for training is don't put out fires, keep your eyes peeled for sparks. Don't let it get to the point where it's going wrong. Find where it's going wrong first.
Yeah, we always say, don't set yourself up to fail, set yourself up to succeed. Tick every box.
Oh my God, quotes coming from everywhere.
I know, right?
That's great.
I'm
just trying to think of one.
Oh, God. I'm putting my hand up. It's my fucking podcast. But listening to you guys chat, it's brilliant because I know what you mean. But anyone listening to this that wasn't in the equestrian world, or someone walks in from the street, which someone did a minute ago, right? Who are you, random? The word breaking in, I don't know if that is a word that should change.
It's a break.
I agree
we're not
with
allowed
that,
to
actually.
use it.
Like starting or whatever. And it's
What do we
this
use
is
it?
chat,
What
but
do we
like
say?
starting horses off or something. I don't know. I feel like with the way the world's going,
Yeah,
just
no,
like there's
I
a few
agree.
nods going out here, I feel like that's a really dated
Teaching
term.
a horse to be broken, to be
Broken. To be broken.
to be ridden.
Yes. Training.
To have a rider
Starting.
Training a horse to saddle.
It's starting their education. I don't know, there was a few nods there, but I feel like that is a
I
term that
agree with
maybe
that.
we need to push
One
out.
thing we've started coining in our sort of circle, because I agree, people don't like the word breaking in.
No.
Well, it's the breaking
But it comes
breaking
from
the spirit.
the term
isn't
of
it?
breaking their spirit, doesn't it?
Because now when we educate a horse, an advanced horse, we call it schooling.
Yeah.
So now we refer to it as preschooling.
Okay.
Preschooling.
Preschooling.
Because if you think kids go to preschool and at the same time it's preschooling, this is what happens before the horse can be schooled. So then when we're in, but it is a weird. At the same time, we all know that breaking in doesn't mean.
No, exactly.
No, but I feel like it's.
But for
it's
your
not
Joe
us
Blogs,
that we need to. I think
Well,
don't
you're
give
talking
anyone
public perception.
public perception and not adding fuel to the already quite massive fire that's going on out there. And I'm not talking about LA. I feel like it's just. I feel like it's a terminology, and I feel like if we don't start changing our terminology, then it's not gonna. It won't be embedded and passed down. But I just listening to you guys there, it made me go, oh, actually, if I was just someone who didn't know. Or we're trying to bring people into our sport. We want to introduce people to our sport. And if we start off with, we break our horses in at 4, it's like, what the fuck? What does that mean? I've watched Yellowstone. Does that mean tying them to a post and waiting until they don't give them any water and
That's
then we sit
spirit.
on them? Yeah.
Not Yellowstone.
I bloody love Yellowstone. I did dark eye makeup. Do I look like Ruth? If anyone hasn't seen it, that's lost on you. Beth! Sorry, Beth. Idiot! How do you not know that? Oh my God, I love her. Did you do the same?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm wearing the leather trousers as well. Trying to get.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I thought they were
digress.
more
I'll
Ross
never
from
be a
Friends.
sinner.
Ross from Friends, I know.
I put some talcum powder and lotion in the bathroom. You'll be fine.
I bet you've got talcum powder and lotion in the bathroom. Oh my God. Right, on
let's
that
get
note-
off the
yeah, let's
subject
get
of,
on that. Right, so because like you've been on the podcast before, I feel like, is there anyone here that might like to ask Gem a question? This is where everyone goes to a horribly awkward silence.
Yeah.
I know Lucinda probably will. She's always got a question. Has anyone got a question for Gemma? No.
I've got a question.
Yeah, you can ask one. It's your job.
You were talking about, obviously, you brought your horses in, and you've obviously got some really nice young ones coming through. Yeah, I know it's quite difficult because you've got owners and stuff, but is there one that we all should be looking out for that is coming on its way up?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, she's smiling.
Yeah.
So she's really special because she's out of Chica Bella. Do you remember Chica Bella?
Yeah, beautiful.
Who was literally my favourite horse. And then she's by a horse called Chili Rocks, who was by Chili Morning out of Quick Look.
Oh, wow.
So they both went to Rio, and Bella was, she was actually the first choice. She was actually selected, but she tied up, so couldn't travel. So Quick Look travelled for me, and Chili obviously. So it was those two who made Chili Rocks. I competed him, and he won. I think he did 8 events as a 6-year-old and won 6 of them. And then very, very sadly, he slipped over in the field and broke his hip and had to be put down, which is beyond sad. But we made this 4-year-old, now 4-year-old. We've just broken her in, and she is the most wonderful, wonderful horse. So yeah, her name's Rockachilli Bella.
Rockachilli Bella.
Yeah, great.
Love
What's
that.
she known as in the stable?
Petal.
Petal?
Yeah,
Aw, that's so cute.
But she is beautiful. She moves. She jumps. She's got the most wonderful temperament. And
What
yeah.
colouring is she from all of those? She's bay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's bay.
And
yeah.
and what will be your plan with her? Will you?
Brisbane.
Okay.
Good girl.
Yes.
No, I probably won't. I probably won't do a huge amount with her until she's 6.
Which sport?
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, that, for anyone listening on the pod, that was Austin O'Connor
Yeah.
piping up in the corner. Which sport?
So for that horse, it will be eventing. But I've also hopefully bred some ones that might go for the jumping too.
With that parentage, you'd like to think
Yeah.
that's going to be pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It does really jump though, so you never know. Yeah.
Right.
She's going to do both.
If I had to gun to your head, eventing or show jumping, you could only do one forever.
No, that's not fair, and I'm not answering it.
Oh, I like it. And I'm not going to mess with her. I've seen her angry, so I'm not going to push that one. That's
No,
interesting.
I can
though.
choose
You
at the
can choose.
moment, and if I had £1 for every time someone asked me
Oh, really?
what I prefer, on a cold winter's day of doing both at that lower level is rubbish, but at the top level it's awesome.
I just remember
both.
seeing you at Lincoln Horse Trials a few years ago, and she'd just been on the Sunshine Tour with a few horses, and then it was snowing, I think, wasn't it?
It was like,
There were lots of expletives coming out. She definitely didn't want to be there.
It's not my favourite thing. Like doing the 1 days at the beginning of the year is not my favourite thing, but you have to get on with it and put your head down and moan to sign me, and get on with it and look forward to doing your badminton and your
Yeah.
yeah.
I do remember you, Tweezledown one year was a complete washout, and you sent a photo on Instagram or something, or to me, like, this is what we get in the UK, and I was working on the Global Champions Tour in Miami, so I just sent a picture of me in Miami going,
Yeah.
you need to turn into a show jumper.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, we're working on it
Yes.
still, but yeah.
I would say you're more than working on it,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Right, well, you are just an absolute superstar.
Oh, I don't know about that,
You
but-
are, you really are. There's a lot of nodding going on here. And I just love that when you came on, you were one of our first guests, and you just embraced what we're trying to do,
Well, this
and the
is
honesty.
much less scary than. I mean, I scare the shit out of myself on a daily basis, so this is fine.
Yeah, this isn't scary. Do you mind
Not at all.
interviews? I've always found that, like, you haven't.
Doesn't bother me at all.
What about when it's been a bad day, though?
Doesn't bother me.
No, you've always been pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need a minute to like cry or swear a lot. But then once I've got
something.
yeah.
Are you a thrower?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
when I fell off Shallow at Blenheim not last year but the year before. Oh, it all came off. I threw my hat, my whip, my body protector in a rage.
2 years.
No, I didn't fall off her last year. Thank you. Rude.
You still threw it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. Yeah.
So what we can say is maybe the toys come out of the pram.
Yeah.
On
Oh yeah.
occasion.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, that clip of me when I had years ago when I won on Spike. Do you remember at Gankum when they had the ERM? And he did one of his best dressage tests he's ever done. So I was right up there. I was like, bring it on. And it was muddy and rainy. So I was like, this is perfect conditions for the old boy. And he jumped one of his best ever show jumping rounds and had 2 parts of the combination down that was the last fence. And I was beyond cross. Not with the horse at all.
Yeah.
I was not cross with him because he actually jumped one of his best rounds he's ever jumped. And I came out and I gave him such a pat and I'd given him to my mum and I said, take him. I need to go behind this trailer and have a strop. And they tried to put a camera in my face at that moment. I was like, please just give me a second. I literally went like that with my hand. Please just give me a second. And that went like that moment went round honestly on social media for years.
What, did you
It was one of Tapper's favourite moments of me having a little strop.
Yeah.
Anyway, he won.
I love the fact that you're like,
anyway.
I patted him and said, good boy, that's brilliant.
I
I'm just going to go off and now I'm going to go and lose my
I
shit.
need to like lose my shit now. But yeah, anyway, he still won anyway.
Great.
Yes.
No round of applause.
Right, well, believe it or not, we have been talking for 40 minutes.
Oh, good God.
And we've still got 3 more guests to come.
Yeah. I'll get out of the way.
You are an absolute legend. You
Thank
now
you.
get to sit back and laugh at the rest of them
Yeah,
coming up.
absolutely.
But all that is left to say... Oh, I've got a gift for you. There's a bag somewhere. I have a gift from Matt. Lovely Matt from Equestrian.
Yeah,
some
I've already got
bands.
mine on.
She's got the band on. So lovely Matt from Extremes has given you some bands for your horses. This one's for your horses.
My ponies wear them all the time.
Your ponies wear them all
Yeah.
the time. So there you go. And my dogs live in them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
But guys, can you just join me in saying, first of all, shut up and ride. And thank you very much for coming on the first ever pub pod. Gemma Stevens.
Yay! Legend.